Women's History Month honors the contributions and achievements of women of various backgrounds. It started as a week-long celebration in 1978 as a reaction to the little knowledge that the American school systems and society had about the women's impact on the history of our country. In 1987, Congress officially gave March its name. The Black History Committee is presenting 3 African American women who have contributed to the fabric of our country with hard work and determination. During the 19th century, women were largely banned from the legal profession. Charlotte E. Ray wanted to be a lawyer, and she was not going to let anything stand in her way. Charlotte's father was a prominent abolitionist and minister who knew that education was important. He enrolled Charlotte in the Institution for the Education of Colored Youth, which focused on domestic skills and teacher training. Once she completed that, she went on to Howard University as a teacher trainee. She took law classes at Howard as well. She was able to take her bar exam, apply for the bar, and get her license. She was the country's first black woman lawyer. She opened her own practice. Her practice ended quickly due to prejudice against both black people and women. In the 1880s, she moved to New York and became a public school teacher. She remained active in public affairs, though, as an ardent supporter of women's suffrage and equality for black women. Born in Virginia, Marjorie Stewart Joyner was the granddaughter of a slave and a white slave owner. In 1912, she moved to Chicago to study cosmetology, and in 1916, she became the first African American to earn a degree in cosmetology at the prestigious A.B. Moeller Beauty School. She opened her own salon. After meeting and working with Madam C.J. Walker, Marjorie noticed that many of the techniques being used were outdated. Marjorie used her knowledge to develop different techniques to use on black and white women's hair. In 1928, she invented the permanent waving machine to replace the long and uncomfortable process of waving and curling hair. This popular contraption was patented in 1929 under Madam C.J. Walker's manufacturing company. It was very popular among black and white women. In 1987, the Smithsonian Institute opened an exhibit featuring Marjorie's machine and a replica of her salon. When Clarice Reed was young, she had a concern about health issues of minorities. She was the only African American in her medical school. She studied family medicine and pediatrics. She graduated from the University of Cincinnati Medical School in 1959 and became Cincinnati's first African American with a private practice in pediatrics. Dr. Reed had a strong interest in sickle cell anemia, a painful and debilitating blood disease which primarily afflicts people of African descent. This took her to Howard University, where she worked as Deputy Director of the Sickle Cell Program of the Health Service Administration. Dr. Reed promoted awareness of the disease, instructed health professionals in the care of sickle cell patients, and developed a national program to reduce the disease's death rate. Dr. Reed's work helped greatly to improve the quality of life and the lifespans of sickle cell patients. Dr. Clarice Reed received the U.S. Public Health Service's highest honor, the Superior Service Award. We have highlighted 3 of the many black women who have contributed to the history of the United States. We pray that you will be inspired to do further research into black women who have helped to build this country. God bless us all.